So we're going to do something a little different today. What we're going to do today is I wanted to kind of walk you through finding the area of composite shapes. I apologize about the glare. I don't really know what to do to fix that. Let me just try to see if that made it better, maybe. Kind of looks better. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So we're going to find the area of composite shapes today. We've been working on finding the area of rectangles and the areas of triangles, and we're going to use that knowledge now to find the area of any shape. A composite shape is a shape that can be broken down into multiple smaller shapes. Hi, Cam. You're in the video now. Yes, you are. And so this shape is going to be one that we're going to break down into smaller shapes so that we can find the area of it. Let's first remind ourselves of the areas that we do know. We do know the area of a rectangle, so I'm going to use R for rectangle, is equal to base times height. You've also seen it length times width. So it's going to be one dimension times the other dimension. Now I'm going to use T for triangle, and the area of the triangle is half that. So half the base times the height, half that. Because if I have a rectangle, okay, I can cut it in half and make a triangle. Okay? Oh, where's my bag? Hold on. There we go. Okay. So we're going to find the area of this composite shape. The first thing we do is break it down into 2 or 3 different shapes that we feel comfortable finding the area of. Since the 2 things that I feel comfortable finding area of is rectangles and triangles, I'm going to break this down into rectangles and triangles. Now, luckily for us, we were given a little bit of a hint here. By knowing this dimension, I can see about cutting this into a rectangle and 2 right triangles. I'm calling them right triangles because I can make little right angles down there for me. Okay? So now I can find the area of this rectangle in here and the area of these 2 small triangles. Let's start with finding the area of the rectangle. My rectangle has a base of how much? Well, the top here is 20 centimeters. I know this whole thing is 40, but if I draw these lines straight down, if this is 20, then this has also got to be 20. So this is also going to be 20 centimeters. Okay? So I know that the base is 20. Now we need to figure out the height. I was told this amount, it's hard for you to see, but this is 7. And I was told this amount was 8. So together, 7 plus 8, 15. Yeah, you did. You got 15 centimeters. So base times height, in here, the area of the rectangle is going to be 20, because that's my base, times 15, because that's my height. So let's do 15 times 20. Well, I know 15 times 2 is 30, and times 10, right, there's the 0 on the back there, would be 300. So 300. So the area inside this is going to be 300 centimeters squared. Awesome! Now we need to find the area of the 2 triangles. So I know that the height is 8 here, so that means the height has to be 8 over here as well. Now I got to figure out what the base is. Well, we can take a little bit of a hint here. If the whole thing was 40, this amount is 20. How much is left over from the full 40 after I take away the 20? Well, 40 minus 20 gives me 20. So I've got 20 centimeters left over. That 20 centimeters is going to be divided between this side and this side. So 20 cut into these two pieces. How long is each side going to have to be? 20 cut in half. What's half of 20? 10? 10. So I know that this is going to be 10 centimeters and this is also going to be 10 centimeters. Okay, let's find the area of this triangle here. And we know that it's going to be the same over on this side as well. So once we find it here, we know we're going to find it over here. So remember, the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. So this is going to equal to 1/2 of the base, which is 10, so times 10, times the height, which is 8. Okay, so let's do half of 10. What's half of 10? 10 cut in half is 5. So this is going to be the same thing as 5 times 8, and 5 times 8 is 40. So I know the area inside this triangle is 40 centimeters squared, and I know the area inside this triangle is going to be 40 centimeters squared. Awesome. We're almost done. I'm going to switch to blue now to do my final calculations over here. So I found the area of 3 parts that I broke this into. I have the 300 in the big rectangle in the middle. And then I have 40 and 40 on either side over here. So now I can add them all up. 300 plus 40 plus 40 is going to be 380 centimeters squared. Notice that when I was finding this area, I didn't bother to measure the diagonal, and I didn't need it. If they were trying to tell me the measure of the diagonal here, they were just trying to fool you. I don't need it. It's not necessary. To find the area, all I need is the base and the height. Okay? So I'm going to bring this in a little bit so you have a little bit of a closer view of all of this stuff. I would recommend that if you didn't already, you should write this down. Maybe go back and rewatch this video. Take some notes of it. Make sure you're following along and that you can see everything. Okay? So I'm going to stop the video. If you need to rewatch it, make sure you're taking notes and then use this information to help you do your problems. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week.